In this video, I'll be reviewing the last episode of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3, Chaos Reigns. And boy, did this one have a cliffhanger. As always, let's start with positives. I love that Thunderfang finally does something. In the rest of the season, he mostly just chills in the Spectral Lands, but here he gets powered up and actually fights. I also really enjoyed the fight scenes in the Caves of Tones. Overall, the action in this episode was strong, and Dragons Rising continues to deliver in most of its battles. More on that later. Another highlight was the concept of Lloyd and Aaron using the Arc Dragon of Focus together as an avatar. It's a creative idea and honestly something I didn't see coming. On top of that, I thought it was a small change in strategy that Aaron takes the lead while Lloyd follows. It makes sense. Lloyd's experience makes it easier for him to adapt to Aaron's lead than the other way around. The scene where Sarked over one's Nia was also brutal. The way he kept hitting her with his powers really showed how close this was for her, and the fear in Kai's eyes was the cherry on top. Jay's return in that same scene was awesome. He saved Nia and their interaction was perfect. Hearing Jay admit that being with her makes him not want to be a terrible person hit hard. Plus, that hug felt like Nia needed it for a long time. And while small, Jay's moment with Kai was funny and really nice to see after so long. I also liked Ryu doing Spinjitzu to save Sora, Frag and Wildfire. He was so proud of himself afterwards, a great moment. Another strong point was Aaron realizing he already is a ninja, which wrapped up his small arc about not wanting to be a ninja anymore in a satisfying way. Then we have the ending with the ninjas scattered across the merged lands, struggling to use their powers after the Source Dragons of Life, Strength and Focus left the council. That sets up Season 4 perfectly and builds a ton of hype. We also get a nice tease about learning more about Lloyd's powers when he holds his leaf in his hand. Finally. And Raz having trapped Master Wu was intriguing too. It confirms the monastery gates work thanks to Wu's ghost. I'm really curious to see what Raz's plan is now. Maybe he'll finally step into the role of main villain next season. I really enjoyed this episode, but there are some negatives worth pointing out. First, Ryu storming into Kerr while she was doing Shadow Spin shouldn't be possible. I've mentioned this in earlier reviews, but I don't like how the Forbidden Five's powers were downgraded. Second, it feels a bit too convenient that Aaron can fix the Unbidden Storm. If you could just do that, then why have it break it in the first place? It doesn't teach us anything about object Spinjitzu, in fact it only raises questions about its limits. The final battle between Thunderfang and the Arc Dragon of Focus was also underwhelming for a finale. It's mostly just two dragons throwing each other around, not at the level of the Season 2 final battle with Kai vs Noct. Speaking of battles, it's also hard to believe that Sora, Frag, Wildfire and Ryu managed to defeat Kerr. None of them can do Rising Dragon, so it doesn't really make sense. The ending itself also felt a little too easy. The Forbidden Five and the Thunderfang were built up as such a big threat, but they're defeated surprisingly easily. And finally, not seeing more again was disappointing. Though with Doc Wyatt's hints, maybe we'll still see him later down the line. Overall, I'd give Chaos Reigns a solid 9 out of 10. It had some great moments, strong fights and exciting teases for Season 4, but the underwhelming final battle kept it from reaching the very top. And that wraps up this review and this series. You can check out my reviews for all the episodes of this part of Ninjago Dragons Rising on my channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.